Evening. Welcome to the City of Hialeah Planning and Zoning Board meeting for Wednesday, January 25th, 2023. Everyone, please rise for the invocation of the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll make it quick tonight. Lord, we ask that you watch over us as we make this decisions tonight. Please give us the wisdom to make the right decisions, the ones that will definitely make a difference for the city and the applicants. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. I see Mr. Mestre there. Jill Corrado is frozen. Sergey is mute. Surge? Huh? Okay.
Meeting
So-
guidelines.
Go ahead.
The following guidelines apply to today's Planning and Zoning Board meeting. Any person, whether participating via the web platform, telephonic conferencing, or physical presence at City Hall, interested in making comments or posing questions on any item on the agenda may do so during the meeting. Members of the public may hear the meeting live through telephonic conferencing using any telephone or cellular phone service. A smart device or computer are not necessary to participate in the meeting if you join by phone. All persons participating via the web platform will be muted during the meeting until called upon to be heard. Participation through Zoom requires a computer or smart mobile device with a microphone and web camera. The participant may elect to participate in the meeting using audio only or appear through both audio and video. The video function of all participants appearing through video will be turned off until called upon to be heard. All lobbyists must register with the Planning and Zoning Board prior to item being heard. A maximum of 4 speakers in favor and 4 speakers in opposition will be allowed to address the Planning and Zoning Board on any item. Each speaker's comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Item number 1, roll call. Mr. D. Perez,
Here?
Mr. Gamon,
Here.
Mr. Iglesias,
Here.
Mr. Jimenez,
Here.
Mr. Ulloa, Mr. Casanova is absent, and Mrs. Enriquez? Here. We have a quorum. Item number 2, approval of Planning and Zoning Board summary agenda of January 11th, 2023, as submitted.
To approve?
Second. Motion by Mr. Ulloa, second by Mrs. Enriquez, and anybody else? And Mr. Iglesias. Mr. Gamon,
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez,
Yes.
Mr. Iglesias,
Yes.
Mr. Ulloa,
Yes.
Ms. Enriquez,
Yes.
Mr. D. Perez.
Yes.
Item has been approved. Administration of oath to all applicants and anyone who will be speaking before the board on any item.
Okay, there is no one present here in the audience, but I do see Mr. Mestre there. He's got his hand up. Let's swear you in, and when the other 2 applicants come up, we'll have to do them individually. There we go.
Good evening.
Good evening. And then he'll swear you in. Go ahead.
Do you affirm to tell the truth before this board?
I do.
Thank you, Mr. Mestre.
A written decision and resolution will be prepared and presented for review to the City Council. The City Council is authorized to affirm with conditions, or override the decisions by resolution. After the resolution is adopted, contact a member of the City Clerk's office to obtain a copy of the final decision and resolution. Upon your receipt of the final decision and resolution, contact the building department to obtain your required building permit. Summary minutes or a copy of the audio file of the proceedings before the Planning and Zoning Board shall be prepared and submitted to the City Council before its hearing. The Planning and Zoning Board recommendations for the following public hearing request will be heard by the City Council at its scheduled meeting of Tuesday, February 14th, 2023. Item number 3, conditional use permit to allow a K through 4th grade elementary school with a maximum capacity of 100 students in conjunction with a 43 children daycare. Property is located at 1905 West 35th Street, Hialeah Zone M1 Industrial District. Applicant, Cesar Mestre, Esquire.
So, Mr. Messer, can you identify yourself, please?
Yes, sir. Caesar Mastery with offices at 8105 Northwest 155th Street, Miami Lakes, Florida.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The property in this application is 6,875 square feet between the Westland Promenade Plaza, generally located on the southwest of the city. The Westland Promenade Plaza was built in.
Your microphone is not on.
I start over. The property in this application is a 6,875 square feet bay within the Westland Promenade Plaza, generally located on West 18th Avenue, south of West 39th Street. The Westland Promenade Plaza was built in 1991 with the subject bay improved as a daycare with permit 91/1893 and an adjacent 6,360 square feet playground built under permit 91/7193, surrounded by a chain link fence on the south side of the building. Over time, an additional bay was added towards the west side of the original daycare, but no records for that expansion were found. In 2005, Miami-Dade County adopted Ordinance 2005-16, requiring that within 2 years, all existing childcare facilities should install a safety barrier from vehicular traffic. However, this facility does not have it. The daycare facility was planned with a reception area opening to a shopping plaza interior walkway where parents will park in the plaza's parking lot and walk to drop off or pick up their children without a specific schedule. At this time, the applicant is before the city requesting a conditional use permit to allow a kindergarten through 4th grade elementary school with a maximum capacity of 100 students with 6 faculty members and 4 staff members in conjunction with a 43 children daycare with 7 teachers. The incorporation of an elementary school changes the original operation since elementary school children have a required entry and dismissal schedule. In order to control traffic circulation and flow, the applicant is proposing a vehicular lane for drop-off pickup in the driveway immediately adjacent to the south of the facility, adjacent to the west side of the playground. A 100-student population generates an approximate car queue of 10 cars. The applicant is proposing a car queue along the existing property's driveway with an entrance on West 20th Avenue and exit on West 35th Street. The driveway is currently underutilized and oftentimes the garbage dumpsters are disorderly placed outside the designated area that is screened by a wall. With this new proposed drop-off pickup area, the elementary school children will access the school through the playground and enter the classroom through the rear door. Staff, faculty, and parents bringing their children to the daycare will park in the shopping plaza, a parking lot where the subject facility has a proportional share of 32 parking spaces, enough to accommodate the proposed 17 staff members and daycare parents and occasional guest or school children parents. The proposed traffic circulation plan, if enforced, appears to be efficient. However, no less than 2 staff members shall be available to ensure an efficient drop-off pickup process. In light of the above considerations, the subject application may be approved with the following conditions. Cars on the proposed pickup drop-off lane need to enter through the West 20th Avenue entrance and exit through the one on West 25th Street. A minimum of 2 staff members need to assist. Is 25th or 35th? 35th. A minimum of 2 staff members need to assist in traffic circulation and pick up drop-off to make sure cars enter on West 20th Avenue, exit on West 35th Street, and move quickly. Bollards need to be installed around the entire perimeter of the playground within 3 months of the approval of this ordinance. Expansion of the original daycare into an adjacent bay needs to be legalized if no proof of permit is provided. School operator needs to make sure that dumpsters are within the walls built for that purpose and not interrupting the area designated for the drop-off pickup lane. As requiring the conditional use permit application, a declaration of restrictive covenants shall incorporate the above mentioned conditions. Recommendation approved with conditions.
Thank you, Mrs. George. Mr. Messer.
Thank you. We have a small presentation, and let me start by saying that with me online is Jacqueline Senra. She is the owner, one of the owners of the school. She also operates another school in the city of Hialeah Gardens, which has been there for over 20 years. And we actually went through a similar process with them a few years ago. This is a process that was started quite a long time ago, but we've gone back to the drawing board and we've been working with staff to jump through all the hoops and get everything in place. And this is what you have before you today. This is the Growing Treasures located at Westland Promenade, as Deborah said. Next slide. This is the area of the shopping center. It's the area between 39th Street, 35th Street, West 18th Avenue, and basically the Palmetto Perimeter Road on the west side. It's a rather large shopping center. It's over 1 million square feet located there. Next one. Just wanted to show you, this is where it's located. It's located basically on the south side of the promenade, and the back of it is on 35th Street. As you can see, they have several bays. Their bay or their business is almost 7,000 square feet. So it's a rather large place. Next slide. This is just to give you an idea of where it's located. We have the Subway, the Platinum Fitness, Burlington. As you can see, there's a lot of parking that is accessible and is available in this place, which normally that's one of the problems that we have with these school CUP processes, is that we don't have enough parking, but that's not the situation here. You can keep going. Here we go, stop there. As you can see here, the black little lines there and the arrows are where we are proposing and staff is recommending that we have the drop off and pickup. We'll be coming off of 20th Avenue and then coming out on 35th Street. So basically what's going to happen, what you see on the little box that has a little bit of red in it, that's the playground. We are in agreement with all of the conditions set forth by staff. As a matter of fact, the ballards have already been purchased and will be installed very shortly. We don't even need the 90 days to install that. That'll be done quickly. And the way the operation is going to work, the box located just on top of the playground is the area where the school and the daycare are operated. The front, or where the parking is for the shopping plaza, will be for staff to park. And you see the numbered spaces that we have there, which are sufficient for staff, faculty, and administration. And there's assigned parking spaces there specifically for the school that are limited to 15 minutes. So parents can park there and drop off their children. For the daycare, remember the daycare is already approved. It's just, I'm mentioning it because it is part of the business. And then the school arrival and dismissal will be done on the south side where the black lines are in the black arrows, to prevent anything that has to do with the shopping center. In the front, we figured this would be the best way to accommodate that. We will, of course, proffer the declaration of restrictions in accordance with the recommended conditions. We are happy to accept all of the conditions, and we're available for any questions that you may have. We ask you for a recommendation of approval.
Thank you, sir. Comments or questions from the board? None heard. Anyone in the, well, there's no one in the audience here presently, but anyone in the electronic audience have a comment or question on this item? None heard. What's the pleasure of the board?
Motion to approve.
Second the motion with condition, no?
Conditions.
It's conditions.
Motion by Mr. Jimenez, second by Mr. Iglesias. Mr. Amon,
Yes.
Mrs. Enriquez,
Yes.
Mr. D. Perez,
Yes.
Mr. Ulloa,
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez,
Yes.
Mr. Iglesias.
Yes.
Item has been approved with conditions.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you. Good
Aye.
night.
Item number 4, special use permit to allow a mural outside the Artist Live Work Overlay District, Allwood geographic area. where murals are only allowed in the Allwood District. Property is located at 1675 West 49th Street, space 1004, Hialeah Zone, C2, Liberal Retail Commercial District. Applicant Samantha Leonard Oath.
Is the applicant present? Samantha? Going once?
I don't think Samantha is present, but myself, Cindy Jang, and Serge, the artist, and Mario Sorato from Footlocker is present.
Okay. Anybody understood that? I heard something Foot Locker present.
Yes, she's representing for
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So do you want her to state her name and?
Yes,
address?
well, actually, we need to get the legal department to swear you in. Since we can't see you, we'll have to trust you. Will you please?
Okay, sure.
stand, raise your right hand and we'll swear you in, please.
Okay,
Do you swear to tell the truth before this board?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Can you state your name and address, please?
Cindy Jang. And do I state the address of my place or sorry?
It doesn't matter, just either one.
Or I could state the address of our store, which
That's
is
fine.
Westland Mall, 1675 West 49th Street, Hialeah, Florida, 33012, space 1004.
Thank you, Cindy. And you don't mind if I call you Cindy, right? Your
Yes,
last-
yes,
I
please
don't- I don't
do.
want to, I don't want to butcher up your last name, if you don't mind.
You could just call me Cindy, but it's Jang.
Oh, is Jane?
Jang, Jang.
Okay, Jan. Okay, thank you. She'll, Mrs. Storch will read it into the record and we'll talk about it for a little bit.
So the property in this application is located on the west wing of the Westland Shopping Mall. The portion of the mall where this retailer, Foot Locker, will be situated faces northward at a portion of the rear, facing a portion of the rear parking lot, which serves Westland Mall next to the river canal, east of Macy. The applicant is before the city requesting a special use permit in order to paint a decorative mural within a C2 commercial district where murals are only allowed within the artist live work overlay district geographic area. The proposed mural is separated into 4 portions. 2 will be situated behind the landscaping just east of the retailer's entrance with a size of 18 feet 9 inches wide by 11 feet 9 inches tall, and the other 2 at both sides of the retailer's entrance at 4 feet wide and 8 feet 1 inch tall. The mural appears to be in character with the store and its urban attire, sneakers, and sportswear, as well as providing some characteristics true to the city of Hialeah through the usage of tropical imagery as well as a distinctive color palette. The special use permit may be approved with the condition that when the retailer, Foot Locker, no longer uses the bay, the mural shall be removed, and that any design change will require a new special use permit. Recommendation approved with conditions.
Question, this mural, is this gonna be something like painted in, like not, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna say graffiti as in a bad, but is it gonna be graffiti style, like in Wynwood?
The last drawing there, no?
Yes, that is correct. It's going to be painted on site.
Oh, I see, yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, of course, I didn't go to the last, well, yeah, the very last page,
Bonito.
yeah.
Ah, yeah,
Nice
no, the
colors and
last
everything.
page.
It's amazing.
Yeah, John, same thing with me. I didn't go to the last page. That's why I was asking. It looks nice. Do you have any comments or questions?
I do not have any comments or questions. If you guys have any questions to the artwork, I do have my artist present as well, and he can answer any of the questions that you guys might have.
That's the next step. Any comments or questions from the board? No? Anyone in the audience that might want to chime in? Closest to part of the public hearing was a pleasure of the board.
Motion to approve with conditions. Second, that motion with conditions.
Motion, Mr. Ulloa, second by Mr. Eliz. Mr. Jimenez,
Yes.
Mr. D. Perez.
Yes.
Mrs. Enriquez,
Yes.
Mr. Ulloa,
Yes.
Mr. Ramon,
Yes.
Mr. Iglesias?
Yes.
Item has been approved with condition.
We will send you an email, copying also the assistant city attorney. You will have to work with them with a declaration of restrictions that will need to be signed by them all these conditions that we put on the application.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Miscellaneous item not requiring advertising. Item number 5, tentative plat of Bahías Village subdivision.
Well, there are no objections from any department. The water and sewers details that the sanitary sewer flow goes to pump station 056, that is in okay status. And if there is a change of use, the approval is required from City of Hialeah, Department of Public Works, and DERM. The Streets Division has no objections. An off-site paving, gradient, drainage, and landscaping plan are required before final plat approval. So the recommendation is approved. It's a single family residential lot that is part of a tract. So since they want to redevelop it, they need to come and replat it into a lot.
Where's it at?
There's on West Second Avenue, south of West 27th Street.
It's staying as a residential, right?
For now, yeah.
Thanks.
I don't know what's up, but it could be, yes, because, it's an empty lot, yeah.
But
What happens with these properties is that at the beginning, most of the lots were platted all the blocks were platted with lots, but in the depression in the 20s, many of the property owners on these vacant lots consolidated them as a tract because they paid less taxes. So they stayed like that, and then they subdivided them as part of the tracts, and that is not a legal subdivision. So that's why they are coming now to plat the lot to be able to develop.
It's gonna be R1 or 2? What's it gonna be?
Whatever it is, it stays. The application is only for the subdivision.
Okay.
Okay, any more comments or questions? Anyone in the audience have a comment or question on this item? All right, what's the pleasure of the board?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Mr. Ulloa and Mr. Jimenez, second by Mrs. Enrique. Mr. D. Perez,
Yes.
Mr. Ulloa,
Yes.
Mr. Ramon,
Yes.
Mrs. Enrique,
Yes.
Mr. Iglesias,
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez.
Yes.
Item has been approved. Item number 6, tentative plat of West Buena Vista 2.
No objections from fire, police, parks and recreation, and planning unit. The water and sewers department details that the sanitary sewer flow goes to pump station. No, I'm reading the other one. To pump station 002 in okay status. If there is no change of use, if there is a change of use, approval is required from the Department of Public Works and DERM. The Streets Division has no objections and explains that an off-site paving, grading, drainage, and landscaping plan are required before final plat approval. The recommendation is approval.
We haven't had anything going on in that little corner of the city in a long time. Okay, comments or questions? Anyone in the audience? No one? What's the pleasure of the board?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Ulloa and Mr. Iglesias, second by Mrs. Enrique. Mr. D. Perez?
Yep.
Mr. Ramon?
Yes.
Mr. Iglesias?
Yes.
Mrs. Enriquez?
Yes.
Mr. Ulloa?
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez?
Yes.
Item has been approved. Item number 7, old business.
This is over there by Porky's, right?
This is what?
This was over there by Port, where Porky's used to be, or where Porky's is?
Well,
It's an,
Where Marina Express is.
So what are they planning on doing with that?
Sounds a little better.
Okay. No, that was the name of it, though.
I know that. I know that.
Okay. Ah.
Very, very nice space.
Yes. Yeah, they made a movie.
Okay, so no old business.
No business.
Item number 8, new business.
Any new business? No new business?
No.
Okay,
None?
so if there's no new business, there's no old business. Then let's just close this up. Let's wrap it up. Adjourn.